Hi, folks. It's super windy out, so I'm going to tell you what we're running real quick before we run it so I know that you can understand me. I've got a stretched dual motor project here made out of SG216 and 316 parts. We're going to run it, see if it's a viable build to continue improving. If you would like more information, there will be a clip at the end of the video describing how this thing went together. So I'll meet you outside. Well, we're done already. This steering link came off. I had a nut on here holding it in place. There's some stuff on this car that probably should have Loctite on it or a thread locker, but it doesn't because I know I'm going to have the car together and apart a whole bunch of times getting it how I want to get it. But it felt stable. It wasn't extremely fast. It took about a quarter of a mile to turn it into a circle. Steering could use some work, but I think I've got a viable project here that I can continue to work on. Okay, folks, here's a quick rundown of the car. I've got I purchased a box of 5 cars, all in various poor condition, disrepair, non-working, parts missing, no bodies. For anyone who's not familiar with this model, this is the original size of the car. This is a 216. They were all 216s except one 316, which is the monster truck version. That version is still the same length, but has a wider stance and bigger tires. So I took 2 of the 216s, I cut them in half, I put the 2 halves together so that it could have a motor running the rear and a different motor running the front. The problem with that is the steering is inside here, and I had to move that steering to the outside, and it still needs some work. It's a little loose. If I get this car to go fast, it's not going to be acceptable. But for testing out to see if this 2-motor idea even works, that's what I'm working with right now. So the servo and the steering used to be right here. Now I've made homemade parts to put the servo on top and to give enough clearance, because the rear end of this car is more wide than the front. I took the wider control arms off of the 316 and put them on here to make this space bigger. And then I put it on backwards so that the steering cups had the place to hook the steering on the front side instead of the back side. That caused me to have to put the shocks on the inside. The factory style shocks don't fit. These are a modified WPL shock for testing. And so that's what I've got here. 2 motors, 2 batteries, 2 ESCs running off of a Dumbo RC 6-channel. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you like this kind of stuff, consider hitting the like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I'm leaving out a large amount of stuff to keep it brief. So if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments and I'll be sure to answer.